information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
This is the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by SR Music Equipment Rental. They're just powering any of the musicians out there that are doing it on the road or in the studio, as well as companies that are in need of audio and video and lighting gear. And, of course, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. They're down in National City, their showroom, but they're really an online company that's just providing the gear. They just want you to play it loud, so they want to give you the gear to do that. And, some really close friends of ours at Stars Align, at starsalignnow.com. Good friends Larry, who was on earlier today, as well as his wife, Margaret, who are really, I love these guys. They're putting on some incredible events, doing some fundraising, and helping some organizations that are delving into the underprivileged areas to bring music to the hearts and minds of the youth. And then last but not least, California Music Studios, where they're educating the kids of today in the Southland. So and it's a great day. We've had two incredible interviews, and we're gonna save the best for last, right? We have one of the most talented singers that's on the rise here in San Diego coming on board, and she's also connected with the organizations. Anna Dane, say hello, Anna.
Hello there.
Yeah. So, Anna, you are this just dynamo. You're out there making things happen. Not only are you an artist, but you're putting on events and doing different things. We're going to kind of talk about those events in a little bit. But I want to see where, you've done so much. Let's kind of see where you start off at. Tell us a little bit about when that first spark of music kind of lit the flame in your heart.
It wasn't actually that long ago, probably about 3 years ago. I took my daughters to some music lessons at California Music Studios, actually.
Okay.
And at the time, she was very little and didn't have the passion, so after about the fourth lesson or so, she was ready to quit them. And the head of the school, Jennifer Patterson, happened to be the teacher that day, and she suggested that I step into my little daughter's shoes and try a lesson. And right away, I felt something. I so enjoyed being in that room and singing that I decided to come back, and it just grew from there.
Oh, wow. And, and that's so interesting because you've accomplished so much. And I would have thought this would have been, you'd been doing this for years, but, it's a testament, someone who's had a child and grooming that child in music and decides, hey, it's my time to be in music. And that's amazing. And, so, when you started going off, did you have an idea that you really wanted to kind of take this to the full place that it's at right now?
No, not at all. What happened, it all happened very organically. I was going through a tough time in my marriage, and coming to those lessons every week and singing pretty love songs, kind of getting away from my daily troubles, took me to a new place and helped me rediscover, I guess, beauty in my life again. It felt wonderful to be in that room for an hour every week, and I just increased my lessons to twice a week. I found more and more teachers, such as Larry. Larry became my mentor.
Yeah.
And the whole process just kept growing.
Wow. So, when you started this off, what were the artists that kind of sparked you? Who's been your inspiration, and how has that been a driving force with you?
My inspiration started when I was in my 20s, and I was working at a little card shop in Ottawa, and the owner of the store kept playing jazz. Louis, Ella, all the greats, over and over again. And somehow I never got tired of it. I just kept listening and playing the same albums even when she wasn't there. So I knew something was happening.
Yeah.
And prior to that, having grown up in Poland, there was always this mystique about Hollywood and jazz and the United States and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So I fell in love with the whole scene early on.
Oh wow. Okay. So, you know, who were some of who was that one artist that kind of just lights your fire?
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra. Yeah. He who is that? I wonder who that is.
That's the one. That's the one. He got
He's the
all
guy.
the classics.
Yes. In fact, this is, of course, his centennial year, and some of his original band members are in town in San Diego.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is their last night tonight at the U.S. Grant.
Somebody's, was it your picture?
Yes.
Okay, so that was, I'm thinking, I seen a picture just like to this morning on Facebook. That's awesome. That is, so did you get a chance to sing with any of those folks?
No, but I wish. I did talk to them.
Yeah, so you've been kind of making the rounds. You've been getting out and doing a lot of things. Who are some of the players that you've been able to sing with?
Oh, I've been singing with some amazing local talent. Larry, of course, is with me quite a bit, but I also have my own band now for Jazz on Cedros. I have Mikan Zlatkovic on piano, and I have Russell Bizet on drums, and also any number of the bass players that we have here in town, like Mac Leeton and Katie Theroux and Antar. I've played with Rob Thorson, Bob Magnuson, John Rekovich. A lot of them played on my album. So
That's
I
a
love all those
premier
guys.
group of.
Yes.
So how do you feel jumping into that? Like when you first, because those guys are incredible.
They're amazing.
So how do you feel trying to singing in that?
Well, they take you up a notch, so you have to bring yourself
That's what
up
you're
with
supposed
them.
to do.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's what they create, and you hear it right away. You hear the quality of the music, even being relatively new to the scene. I know good music when I hear it.
It's inspiring, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
You start doing things vocally that you didn't even know you knew how to do.
And it's so touching to hear these talented musicians who have been doing this their entire lives practically, play live. It touches you right here at the heartstrings.
Yeah, I know the experience.
And then you're on stage while that's all happening, and you're the one performing with them. So it's pretty amazing. So give me that one memory that you have when you like first got on stage, and what was that like for you when you played with players of this caliber?
It just feels good. It just feels very natural because it's like a dance together. They are such good dance partners, and they carry you with them. They know your steps before you do sometimes, and they take you along. Larry is exceptional at that.
Yes.
We can read each other just from corner of the eye. He knows exactly what I'm going to do, what breath I'm going to take, and where it's going to go from here. It's amazing.
Tremendous talent, talent. And it's coming through. I've seen some of the things and heard some of the things online. We're going to be playing some of the segments from your album that you came out with. Tell us a bit about this project. We got about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left before this first segment ends. How did this album come about? What did when you said, hey, I'm singing, a couple of years, now it's 3 years later, you got an album, you've got big concerts, you're playing with the top players. How did this come about?
It came about very organically also. The lessons at California Music Studios turned into some demo recordings locally with Peter Sprague. And then the question was asked almost immediately, well, why are you even doing this? And I thought to myself, well, why am I doing this?
Good question.
Albums. I mean, people make albums just because they can sing. Yeah. And Larry said, absolutely, and I'll help you out. And he was gracious enough to kind of take over the project and guide me along the way and teach me how things are done. And it was a labor of love. The whole entire project was a labor of love for me. And I only wanted to sing songs that meant something to me. And Larry wrote beautiful arrangements, and he got the whole team, my dream team, I call them, together. And we recorded slowly and kind of quietly. Unfortunately, my marriage was further breaking down at the time, so I didn't want to create additional waves in my personal life by talking too much about what I was doing in my spare time. But at the same time, the production of the album is what liberated me from that bad situation, and ultimately I ended up leaving that.
Well, it can be cathartic music. I mean, I know Kevin can tell you, that's why we still, whether we're doing radio or producing or everything else, just the fact and the art of playing that music becomes a soothing piece to our souls. So I definitely wholeheartedly agree. And unfortunately, sometimes within turmoil, it brings out the best artistry in us. So
Yes.
I can definitely see how that would come about here. We got about a minute and a half left. What are some of the things that you? And this is only in this segment. Obviously, we're going to have a few more segments here. But what are some of the things that you've been able to accomplish? And what's like one thing that what's your next thing that you want to accomplish?
Well, there's a lot of things that I'm working on right now. I'm working on another album and building up these shows, Jazz on Cedros, taking them to different places, not just on Cedros. I've taken the show to the symphony.
Oh, wow.
And now we're also going to do a benefit for the opera.
Okay.
Same concept. Working on creating a supper club idea with some fine local restaurants and also charitable
Talk to
organizations.
Croce's. Ingrid would be good over there.
Yes, I know Ingrid.
Okay.
But besides that, there is a bigger picture here, and I'm sure we'll touch on that again in a later segment. I'm developing a brand.
Yes.
And that also includes a motivational component. I'm writing a book about my experience.
Okay.
And I'm creating a line of jewelry and these T-shirts with this logo that has a lot of meaning for me. So there's a lot more going on.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely going to touch on that in the next few segments here. So that's a good segue. This has been the Changing Stage radio show powered by the Mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by SAR Music Equipment Rental, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. We've also got our fun friends over at California Music Studios where Anna Dane's got her start, and she's out there making it happen. And then, of course, Larry and Margaret over at Stars Align Now. Great teachers, great artists. And my co-host here, Kevin Florno, he's been here with us all day today, asking the great questions. And my show producer, Paul Berezeski, got to give him a shout-out because he doesn't always get the attention. He's the one behind the scenes making it happen. We'll be right back in a few short minutes. We've got to take a pause for the cause. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you have helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get to the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
In the military, things can change in an instant. At Navy Mutual Aid Association, we understand because it's our life too. That's why our dedication to serving the life insurance needs of our military veterans and their families is unrivaled. Navy Mutual offers superior life insurance protection without military service restrictions and limitations. A single focus on providing the peace of mind military families are looking for. That's what we do. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Call 800-628-6011 or go to NavyMutual.org.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. Vin Village connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. Vin Village is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
That's right. This is the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, where they just want you to play it loud. SIR at SIR Music Equipment Rentals, where you can either play in their studios for rehearsal, get gear, or if you're a corporation that needs audio and video and visual lighting, they'll take care of that for you. And then, of course, on a personal level, our good friends over at Stars Line at starsonlinenow.com. They've got that event that's coming up. And then California Music Studios, where they're training all the students of the Southland and of any age. So, and then turning those into the next generation of recording artists. In record time right now, we've got Anna Danes, who's out there making it happen. Anna, tell us some of the things that you've been doing, some of the events that you've been at, and some of the things you're singing at. You've got the CD release. What's been going on?
The CD got released actually over a year ago now, so I'm in the middle of working on another one.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun. We've written original songs for it already, and also taking some covers and reinventing them with some new jazz charts. So I'm working on that in LA, and we're recording in August at Capitol.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Capitol Studios in LA,
Mm-hmm.
so that's awesome.
And besides that, that's a big project, actually. But of course, yes, I'm performing regularly. Jazz on Cedros is my baby. We're on our 5th event at the end of next week, the 26th, 6 to 9 p.m. on Cedros Avenue at Caruth Cellars.
Nice.
And I also do...
Well, before you go, can they just show up, or do they need to get tickets ahead of time?
They need to get tickets ahead of time. The event sells out almost
pretty quick.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard. That's why I wanted to bring that up. Because don't just show up and think, "Hey, I'm going to get a chance to see Anna." Because you better come correct. So, who are some of the artists that are going to be performing with you at this one?
At this one, we're going to have the one and only Whitney Shea.
Oh yeah.
And we're also going to have Aubrey Faye. And I'm going to have a couple of guest artists. Deborah Galan, who will be performing at our August event.
Yes.
And a surprise or two, always.
And you've worked with some of the people at this event, right, Kevin?
Pretty much all of them. I was listening to the list. It's about everybody there,
Yeah. You guys should connect up after this show.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Kevin is a phenomenal producer, and, that's what
it's kind of interesting. You mentioned in Capitol. It's like, are you familiar with all the history there?
Oh, yes.
Have you been there? Have you been there?
I have been outside of the building and admired it from afar.
Just inside, and there's an striking thing that's going to happen when you go in, because even from the equipment, the piano, Nat King Cole's piano, everything there will inspire you another level, just like the musicians you're playing with.
Right.
Yeah, and they'll, depends on who's doing the engineering, they'll tell you the stories of Frank Sinatra and all that while you're there.
That's
you see it
why
on the
I'm
wall.
going there.
Yeah, you did that's a good choice.
It was an intuitive choice. I just felt like it fit what I'm doing.
You made the
exactly.
right choice. That's the spot.
Yeah. And also the history, the legacy, there's just inspiration all around.
I work with an engineer there called Al Smith.
Yes.
And
I've heard of
so
Al.
I sit, during the sessions, I'm sitting, I'm listening, he's telling me stories about recording, all the greats, from Barbra Streisand. The great stories of Frank Sinatra and the way he approached his singing and the one take thing he used to do, all that. And then he has stories about Hollywood too.
Right.
When Hollywood wasn't, and the camaraderie between all the musicians. It's just different from today. And it's good to listen to hear all that.
But I'm also, I want to go back to that feeling in
Yes.
what I'm doing. And I'm finding myself really enjoying meeting musicians and being in the musical world. I find it so refreshing from the world I came from, which was law, and it was an adversarial world. Music is so collaborative.
No wonder you got your business sense down. You came from the law world.
I was hearing that. She got the business down. I'm not used to hearing all that.
I'll admit, you surprised me when you said you've only been doing this for 3 years, because everything indicated that you've been doing this, since you were, I don't know, at least 10, 12 years.
It's interesting. I think inside I'm an artist, and I always have been. From a young age, I was always involved in some kind of an art of fashion, painting, and I think it's lived deep inside of me, and the moment was now.
Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it's timing. Sometimes it's just experiences, life. We're going to definitely talk about that in the fourth segment here. But that's an important thing to look at. And I think Kevin, brings up something that's really key, is that you're going out and doing it at the right places, and doing it with the right people. And I think that's you're if you would have done this, say before you had kids, you might have been, not taking it as a prolific approach as you're taking it. So I think that's pretty cool. So you got the events on Cedros. Are you doing any concerts? Are you looking at touring anywhere outside of San Diego at this particular point?
I think, yes, down the road that will definitely happen. We need to just get there the right way. Again, I set my bar high whenever I do anything, so it'll have to be the right venues. It will have to be the right direction.
What are some of the tracks? Like I noticed on your current album, you've got some really great tracks. I was looking at these, some of my favorites were "Killing Me Softly." I'm looking forward to hearing that in our third segment, or some of the other ones that you have here. How do you pick your tracks? What's the process for you to find the music that's inspiring you, that you want to share, and the messaging that you want to share with people?
This album was a reflection of what I was going through in my personal life.
Okay.
So there's a lot of painful songs on here, songs of goodbye and longing, and that's why I picked the title, Longing. There's no song with that title, but it just fit the overall theme. And in that sense, it was very cathartic to do that.
Yeah.
The next album will be a little bit different and highly autobiographical, because I am writing a lot of the songs myself with some great writers. It will be in a new direction, a hopeful and a lighter direction.
Yes. I could hear "Hit Me With Your Best Shot."
Maybe a revenge song. There's actually a revenge medley. Cry Me a River.
A little bit of Before He Cheats with what's her name? I don't know. So that's Carrie Underwood. That was what I was trying to remember. So
stuff like that.
That's very cool. So do you have a list right now of songs that you're doing for the next album?
Yeah, they're coming together very nicely. So, I'll have to pull that up on my phone here in the next break.
Yeah, we were through so we're going to, because we are in the third segment, we're going to be talking a bit about the songs that you currently have on the new project, and that's be a good segue into the ones that are going to be coming up here. You're doing the music here in San Diego. What are some of the challenges that you see with kind of getting people to recognize? Now, obviously, you're doing great because you're selling out. That's not, I will say right now, that's not necessarily common here in San Diego. What are some of the things you're doing to sell out your shows?
It's honestly just word of mouth. Never had to do too much beyond that, knock on wood. Just this past week, we finally placed Jazz on Cedros in the local calendars online. But we find that it's really not adding much to the bottom line.
Yeah.
It really is about people just knowing what we're doing and wanting to be a part of it. Word got out that we create these beautiful high-end events, and people enjoy coming to them and getting dressed up and listening to really fine music and fine musicians.
Yeah.
And it's a nice night out. It's not expensive. It's in a nice location. You're in coastal San Diego in a very cool artsy community, which is Solana Beach and Cedros Avenue. And there's this whole thing about it's Friday night. I'm going to put on a pretty dress and grab my husband or boyfriend, and we're going to go listen to jazz. That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to make it cool again.
Yeah. So how about you, Kevin? I mean, what's your thoughts about the live scene? I know you don't do as much anymore because you're so much doing a lot of other stuff.
Because people ask me about playing around. I'm gonna go to the airport these days, but because I'm playing all over,
world,
internationally. But this what she just said. That would be attractive because a lot of other situations aren't as attractive for me at this point.
Right. Yeah.
But something like that with the class and the jazz, and that's what I want to do.
They used to do that over at Anthology.
Yes.
Anthology. I was playing. I was the guy over there. Every week, and it was classic because the grand piano's there, the atmosphere, and the musicianship. Everything was great. But that's not you don't find that as much.
Yeah.
No, we miss that Anthology around here. We do. Yeah, there's nothing like it really.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sort of trying to create that same atmosphere with Jazz on Cedros.
That's good to hear.
So you have any other locations that you're targeting for it? Are you looking for bigger venues?
I would definitely welcome a bigger venue, and it doesn't even have to be called Jazz on Cedros. It could be Jazz wherever this location is, and that way you also increase your audience. You take the show to other places.
Yeah.
And ultimately, where it might lead, and I'm hoping that will be the case, is some kind of a festival or something bigger where all of San Diego jazz comes together.
Yeah.
And again, it's a collaborative thing.
We have a jazz festival, but it really is about bringing people from outside into San Diego. But I think that's kind of an interesting idea, and I think that should be explored where there's a lot of jazz players. I mean, whether it be smooth jazz, traditional, different variances, you got Latin jazz, you got all those mixtures here.
You got everything.
Yeah, you've got Daryl Williams down over there, and Felix's with that smooth funk R&B jazz, and then you got Gilbert Castellanos.
It's Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert's trumpet player. I'm trying to remember what's his last name?
Castellanos.
Castellanos. I can never say that. And he's doing his flavor, but he does I guess he's got a couple of open mic jazz nights. I went to one before. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna be taking a pause for the cause here. This has been the Changing Stage Radio Show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by SIR Music Equipment Rental, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, as well as our friends over at Stars Line, starslinenow.com, and then California Music Studios. We'll be right back with Anna Danes and, of course, my co-host and good friend Kevin Flournoy, talking about the music business and talking about jazz. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years, so we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID communications.com.
To me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
How awesome is this day? This is the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by SIR Music Equipment Rental, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, Stars Align at starsalignnow.com, and California Music Studios, where they're just teaching kids to, well, you know what? Let me stop that now. They are raising generations to become these recording artists. I mean, I keep hearing the kids, because we always talked about the kids, but you know, the adults that are making some big differences in the music business. That's what we're here today about. So that is very cool. You know, in fact, you know, like you said before, you know, was it Peter that said, "What are you going to do with this?"
Right.
Yeah. So Peter Sprague, who is one of the top guitar players here in town. I mean, he's played with like Chick Corea and some of these amazing other jazz players, and you inspired him to say, "Hey, let's record." You have done one recording. You're going to be moving on to the second recording at Capitol. But we want to listen to some of the tracks to kind of get people a sense of what they're going to feel at the Jazz on Cedros on June 26th. That's going to be happening here very shortly. So make sure you come out that Friday night. So the first track, number 8, can you cue that up? Tell me a little bit about the track. How was that? What's inspired you about that track? Why'd you pick that? And what was the recording process like?
The track, of course, is La Vie en Rose, originally recorded and written by Edith Piaf. And I grew up with that song. Always loved it. And happened to have grown up also in Canada, part of my childhood. So I know a little bit of French. And it was just a natural choice for this album. It's a beautiful song about being in love and looking at life through rose-colored glasses. And I guess when I picked the song, I really needed those rose-colored glasses.
Okay. So, Paul, go ahead and cue us up.
Ses bras, il me parlait tout bas. Je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit d'un mot d'amour, d'un mot de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entre dans mon cœur une peur de bonheur dont je connais la cause. Celui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat.
Wow.
Bravo.
Yeah. Bravo. Bravissimo. Bravissimo. Yeah. That was amazing. That was great. Like I said, I'm still amazed. 3 years. And you must have had a natural talent, though. It must have been something that was there already. We were talking about that earlier. So, you know, I would assumed, because Larry brought that up, if you don't have that ear, you don't have a certain gift. It's one of those things that you know, it's innate from you. So I think that's all it was a matter was just kind of, you know, giving you a little bit of, you know, mentoring and inspiration.
Yeah, the ear is important. You're absolutely right. You do have to hear it. You have to hear yourself.
And I think even, maybe Kevin feel it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's hearing, there's feeling,
Yes.
which helps you with your time and all the other
Absolutely.
aspects, and some of that's got to be natural too.
And
You
just-
can improve upon what you have.
Oh, yeah.
But you need to have something to
Yes.
begin with. Yes.
It has to be in your soul.
Yes.
You have to
That's
feel
the word, soul.
That's,
That's the word.
Me and Kevin right there.
Yeah, that's
Soul.
the word.
And I think it's important because products can have souls. There's a lot of things that have soul because it's the makeup, the character of it all, and that's what you're definitely demonstrating. In fact, we're going to kind of hear another track. So this is Kevin's favorite, number 7. Go ahead and cue that one up.
The very thought of you. Oh, I love this song. Kevin was just telling us a story about recording it recently.
Yes.
It's like a little daydream song, daydreaming about someone.
Very thought of you, and I forget to do the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I am happy as a queen and foolish, though it may seem to me that's everything. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes in the stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love.
I love this song.
Beautiful.
Yeah, very, very tasteful. Yeah, Nat King Cole. Natalie did that too, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she did.
She did one
there
of
was so many.
her dad's.
Well, I researched before I listened to everybody's version before I actually play, and a lot of people came up singing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are some of the players that you had on that particular track?
It was Larry, of course,
Yeah.
and it was who was on bass? It was Rob Thorson on bass, and Kevin. Oh my gosh, Mark Chosak, of course, on guitar, and Kevin Koch on drums, I think, and Monette Marino on percussion. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Trying to remember all the names because we had different musicians on different tracks.
Yeah.
So yes, it was a very pretty song, and we were just talking about soul, and that kind of this song makes the point of how music is so beautiful, and to interpret it properly, you have to really hear the story in the song, and that's why this is a favorite of mine, because I really heard the story and I was living it as I was singing it. And I think that's why
It's a deep story.
it's a deep story, yeah.
It is.
And that's, I guess, what Frank Sinatra was most well known for, that he really relived each song.
It's
on
when I'm
stage.
working on a song like this, like producing the arrangement, I'm hearing it over and over, and I can almost sing the lyrics myself after a while.
Yes.
But it is, the story is like a beautiful story, actually.
And you have to tell it from a certain spot, and it has to be honest and genuine.
Yeah, and and that is very much the key. I think is being genuine, being true to yourself. We did come from eras where people would put on kind of airs to kind of convey whatever it is, but this is definitely coming up as the prolific nature of the business is actually not prolific, proliferation of the business being out there and being able to put your stuff out there on your own. You kind of have to be genuine.
You have to be genuine. And with all the business stuff I'm doing, the events and the promotions and so on, that's all great, and I enjoy it very much, but it comes down to the product, and the product is the music.
Yeah.
And that is really the key to all of this. That's the heart of the matter. The music has to be good. You have to be genuinely into it and genuinely interpreting and relating to your audience.
Yep, definitely. We got one more track we want to play, number 1, Mr. Paul. And Anna, if you'd like to cue that up.
The last track is Splendor in the Grass, a Pink Martini song that I covered in a new jazz way.
Oh, nice.
I can see you're thinking, baby, I've been thinking too, about the way we used to be and how to start anew. Maybe I'm a hopeless dreamer, maybe I've got it wrong, but I'm going where the grass is green if you'd like to come along. Back when I was starting out, I always wanted more. And every time I got it, it still felt just like before. Fortune is a fickle friend, I'm tired of chasing fame. And when I look into your eyes, I know you feel the same. Are starting to do us in. I won't say it wasn't fun, but now
That's right. This has been the third segment of the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by SIR, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, Stars Align at starsalignnnow.com, and the California Music Studios. We've been here with Anna Danes and my co-host for today, Kevin Flournoy. We'll be right back for our fourth segment. That was amazing tracks. We're going to talk a bit about the new project coming up in the next segment and about the business and a restart and a reemergence. Be right back. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical struggle. This is your life, live it well.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at whichwich.com and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, WICH. Whichwich.com.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
We are in the fourth segment of the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in internet talk radio, brought to you by SAR Music Equipment Rental, where they provide all the gear for the top players around the country, and maybe even around the world, because I think they send stuff outside of this country as well when bands go on tour. Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. Calvin and the crew down there, they are giving gear at the best prices and the best gear. And you can get them online, or you can just go down to National City and check out their showroom down there. They have kind of a list of different things that they have there, and it's a fun place to kind of go out and hang. And of course, Stars Align at Stars Align. Now they got the big event that's coming up. That's the Prodigy event where Anna's going to be a part of that. And then we have the California Music Studios. So, and where Anna kind of got her start. So, folks, serious as a heart attack. If you want to be in this business, you can go to California Music Studios pretty much at any age, and they will find the soul of who you are and help you to develop that to become, like Anna, a top-tier recording artist working in Capitol Records studios, working with the top players, Peter Sprague, all these amazing, Larry White, who's your mentor. So you have a chance to make a difference in the music business by working with these folks. So I think that's pretty key. And you're working on a whole new album now, right, Anna? Tell us about that album.
The new album is going to be mostly original songs that I've been co-writing.
Yeah.
And there's stories from my life in the last year or so. And then there's also some covers that have been covered a little less than others, but all originally reinterpreted.
Yeah.
And, of course, I'm working with a local crew up there in L.A.
Yeah.
My producer is Dave Darling.
Okay.
And then my arranger and accompanist is Rich Ruttenberg.
Mm-hmm.
And he is pulling all the musicians together for the project.
Wow.
And we're going into the studio in August.
So tell us some of the songs, what the songs are about, the originals, and then, of course, some of the titles that people might be familiar with.
The original songs, the first one that comes to mind is probably my favorite on the album, but you never know till it's all recorded. It's called Find Your Wings, and it's about finding strength and purpose in your life and becoming your best self.
Yes.
Great. It also happens to be the logo for my company, large heart filled with music notes and wings and a crown, the wings being the friends that are the angels in your life and the family who help you along the way, and the crown for ultimately being, the queen of your destiny or the ruler.
Yeah.
And the heart is the heart. The heart is at the heart of everything. It's all about love. I also have a song called Mr. OMG, which is very lighthearted. It's about a crazy love, a one-night stand type of a deal.
Mr.
A good drinking song.
On the other side. Huh?
Yeah, you got to do both sides. It's life.
Yeah, definitely.
There's also a song about a long-distance relationship that's very touching and sweet. And on the cover side, we have In the Wee Small Hours, a sweet song about missing someone. Also, I'm doing I Will Wait for You, Michel Legrand's old song from the 1940s, Umbrellas of Cherbourg.
Okay.
Beautiful. And then as I was mentioning earlier, the Revenge Medley.
Ooh.
Cry Me a River and I Want to Be Around.
Okay, you were serious.
I had to do that one.
Every good,
Every good artist. got
Yeah, it's
that.
like, well, that's how Alanis Morissette got her thing going on. Shania Twain. So, different genres. It doesn't matter. It's still, we were just talking about Carrie Underwood, earlier. So we got about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left here. And like I said, you've kind of got a reemergence with a different career and a different drive. What are some things that you can share with the listening audience that might think that, oh, I'm not 19 anymore, I can't make it in this business, or even like I told you the story about a friend who's exceptionally talented, and her husband says, "You're like 25 years old. You're not you're not a teenager. You can't do music anymore. Go find something serious or real. That's usually the case. Obviously, you found something serious and real in what a lot of people consider a dream. So tell us about that. What would you share with some of these listeners?
I think the first step is listening to what's inside you and acknowledging it, respecting it, and following that voice, whatever it might be. You don't necessarily have to be a singer. If you want to bake pies for a living and your heart's calling out to do that, then so be it, but be the best pie maker you can be. I got very fortunate with music, and I'm just following my gut, pursuing it. I don't know where it will go. I'm trying to map out a direction, but it's not all up to me. It's all about the journey. Mm-hmm. And the journey has been an interesting one, and there's been so many twists and turns that I wasn't expecting, but overall, they've been way better than I ever expected, actually. And all I can say is just listen to your inner voice and follow it, and it's never too late to start. Absolutely not. You don't have to be an international recording artist if you want to start making music at 45, but maybe there's a place for you to play downtown, or to record in your home studio, or just to entertain friends, whatever it might be. We all have our path and gift.
It's good to hear. I talk with a lot of successful artists. And most recently, I was in Japan when I took Jimmy Haslip.
Yeah.
And they have many stories. And then, so one of the questions you asked is the genesis of his, he's the founder of the Yellow Jackets. Huh. And he talks in the same way. We weren't thinking about being successful per se. We just had a drive to do music, and that happened.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Don't worry about all that.
Right.
Worry about the quality. They were rehearsing and playing the music that they felt. And it's coming from that sort, and the rest of that stuff, don't stress on that or worry about that. It'll find its way.
Exactly. The road kind of has been appearing for me as I'm going.
Yes, that's exactly what I hear from the great ones.
I think if you plan too much, then you're going to miss the whole point.
You're going to be stressed.
Right, you're going to be stressed because nothing's ever going to measure up. It's not going to be the way you envisioned it. Mm-hmm. The whole thing is about creation as you go.
The discovery process is key. Some of that's a little bit of the chaos theory, when you're like, you never know. It's funny, as our show has become such a success here, the Changing Stage, and now we're growing Ban Diego. I find that there's so many things you couldn't plan for, people that you come in contact with, and then how these all work together, and you see people. Like I had a guy who sent me an email from a recording studio. This recording studio I had recognized before. That was one that was built from the ground up. And I thought, this would be really cool to contact them, talk to them how this process was. He had heard a show that I did with a studio designer, and he found out about it through the studio designer's tweet. So it went all the way to New York, John Stork, and then it took a tweet from him to a guy here in San Diego saying, hey, I'm local too, so you never know what's going to come back around. And he's working with some of the top engineers, and it's one of the incredible studios, Rarefied Studios. Looking forward to going out and check that out.
And I think you do have to know somewhere in the back of your mind what you would like. You do have to have some kind of a vision. Mm-hmm. But not the detailed vision. Right. The details fill in on their own.
Yeah. I think that's key. So we got about 30 seconds left. And please share again where they can see you at, where they can get your CDs, and all that fun stuff.
Well, the tickets are available on Eventbrite, and you can access the link on my website, annadanes.com, or on my Facebook, Anna Danes Official. And The music is available on iTunes and everywhere else where you can download music.
Yes, and you all should go out there. Well, like I said, it's never enough time. This has been the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in internet talk. I want to thank Anna Danes and, of course, Kevin Flournoy, who's been my bro here all day, rolling three shows deep. 3 shows deep.
Yes, sir.
We usually do 1 show deep. So, this has been a good time. Thanks, SIR, pitbullaudio.com, Stars Align, and, of course, California Music Studios. You guys are great. Like I said, if you want to make it, go out and check out California Music Studios, because they will get you in touch with the Larry Whites of the world. Have a good day. Talk to you next week.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Progressive Medical.
Hey, this is Heidi Rue, and Progressive Medical Center has literally changed my life and my health, but I'm not the only one. Adele suffered from bone deterioration, bone overgrowth, profound muscle discomfort, physical exhaustion, and mental fog. In fact, the bone deterioration becomes so serious that she had to have back surgery. Well, after the surgery, she still didn't feel well, and so that's when she heard about Progressive Medical Center. Progressive Medical Center discovered that her adrenals weren't working properly, her hormones were out of whack, and the drugs she had been taking were doing more harm than good. Adele came into Progressive Medical Center in a walker, physically and mentally exhausted. But now she's a world traveler. She hikes and walks several miles a day, and it's all thanks to Progressive Medical Center. 770-676-6000. 770-676-6000.
Progressive Medical. This is your life. Live it well.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.